Here we go. There we go. What? What? What the? Oh, what the? Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about the 86 through 93 Mazda pickup trucks made in Hiroshima, Japan. And what I do generally is anytime I make a repair, I try to record it, try to make it educational, and share it with you guys. So if you're new here, please hit the like button and the subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and all those little YouTube things. Okay, so why are we here today? We're here today because, well, let me tell you a little story. So please listen to the story, and then we will get into why we're here today. If you remember the last video where I was doing a miles per gallon little video, I had some errands to run in that video, spent all day doing it. Shouldn't have took all day, but the reason it took all day is because the truck quit on me. So I was going down the road and the truck just died on me. The dash lights lit up. I was like, what in the world's going on? So I coasted into a parking lot, and my first thought was the fuel pump quit. So, you know me, I'm drinking a Red Bull. I had a can. So I pull over and I thought, well, I'm going to pull the hose off, stick it in the can, turn it over, see if I'm getting fuel. I did that. I was getting fuel. I didn't have a few things with me. I didn't have a multimeter, which was very important because my next thing I was going to test was the coil. So I'm getting fuel. I even took the fuel, poured it in the carburetor, turned it over, no crank. Or actually it was cranking, but no start. So if I'd have had a meter, I would have checked my coil. Didn't have a meter. Called my wife. She brought me some stuff. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting on her, I pulled the spark plug out. My uncle shows up. We check it, and there's no spark. So I'm like, yep. So she's bringing a coil, bringing a multimeter. She comes with that. I check it. Coil's good. I don't need to replace the coil. No spark. This guy right here, ignition control module in the distributor. That's what it was. Had to run back to the house, get an old distributor, take it out of that one, bring it to where I was, put it in my distributor, and I'm on the road. So today, what I want to do is show you guys what I did to repair it, because this does happen. And in a future video, what I want to do is show you guys like a side of the road kit, a little bag with the proper tools and a few things that can go wrong. And if they go wrong, like if you don't have a spare one of these, you're going to have to get a tow or something. Parts House doesn't carry them. You'd have to wait on it from either Rock Auto or the Parts House. So this is something you probably want to buy and keep it in your to-go kit, which that's coming in a future video. I'm going to show you some things that you might need to put in a kit to keep in your truck, just in case you are way off, you can't get any help, and how you can fix your truck yourself and get back on the road. So what we're about to do, this is a distributor from a 2200, and I'm going to show you how to fix that problem on this distributor. Then after that, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it on a truck in the field. Okay, it's a little bit more difficult, and on that one it's a 2000 distributor, so I'm going to show you how to do it on that too. So let's get to it. Okay, so before we get into the teardown, this is of course an engine I need to rebuild, and I've used it a lot of times in some videos on YouTube. So I want to show you something real quick. We're taking the distributor cap off. Okay, we'll set that to the side. So when you take the rotor off, which just pulls off, right? I want to show you this. This right here is a form of dust cap that just goes in here, right? And it's kind of keyed. It just kind of fits. Like, it won't do right unless you get it lined up with this and this. But What I'm trying to say is on the rebuild I'm about to do, this is missing, so don't let that throw you off. But when you do get into your distributor, don't lose this. I don't know where you can get another one. They're not on Rock Auto. I don't actually know what it's called other than a dust cover. It's not really in the diagram as to what it is. If you don't have it and you put this on, we'll see here, there will be a slight gap. So I think it keeps the dust out. So if any of you know what this is and where to get one, please post it down below in the video comments. But don't lose it. And as you'll see in the upcoming moments, this is missing. So don't let that throw you off. Okay, so we have the distributor mounted in a vise. I got a rag wrapped around it so we can protect it. Don't want to damage it. So what you're going to need to do first is take off the distributor cap. Right. Set that aside. Take the rotor button off, just wiggle it off. Set that aside. Now this is what we're going after. This is the ignition control module. So what I'm going to do is pry up on the wires. Just move them side. You know what would be a good idea right now? Before I do that, if I were you, take your phone out and take pictures so you know you get this right. However, one is basically a ground, which is this one, and this one is power, like battery. And on the ignition control module, there's a B, which is marked at the lower. This one, this at the top, has a C for common. So that's C and that's B. We're just going to move that to the side. Now, in order to get this off, of course, we have to take these screws out. And it does separate from the piece, this coil, but we have to remove this little piece here. So what you'll want to do without damaging anything is take 2 flat blade screwdrivers and gently, and it's going to be a little difficult, and you don't want to put too much force and break this little tab off. If this has not been off on your truck before, it's going to be a little difficult. Yep. See how I'm doing that? I'm prying it off. And this is easy to do while it's in a vise, but if you're on the side of the road, which, you know, it happened to me, it was a little bit difficult. All right, it's getting easier. This little pin right here, if you can see that, is a little tensioner pin. It keeps it tensioned on it. Okay. Kind of difficult. Ooh, here we go. All right, so that's off. I'm going to set that aside. Now, undo these little screws, and you want to make sure your screwdriver, the tip, fits in there. Like if it's too big, that fits in there really good. If it's too big, it doesn't, and it could strip it out. If it has never been out before, you don't want that to happen, especially if you're on the side of the road. All right, we're going to set them screws to the side. Now, here it comes. All right, so we got the part off. It's actually 2 pieces. So just gently pull it apart. And this piece generally doesn't go bad, but they are separate pieces and can be purchased separately. But I'm going to set this to the side. This is the ignition control module. And it's not good. But how do we know it's not good? We need to test the resistance of it using a multimeter. So let's see. I got one right here. Just a cheap old Walmart. You can get one from Harbor Freight. Great tool to have. So we're going to move this thing around to 20K. I'm going to try to prop it up. Got a lot of lights on in here, but maybe, like you can see that. So we have our damaged one. And so we're looking for resistance, and it's nothing there. We're looking, if I remember correctly, and I'll have to post it on the screen, it's like 960, 950 or something like that is the proper resistance for one that works. So move that aside. I got a new one. Here's the part number. Okay. And it comes with some dielectric grease, which you would put on the back side. I'll show you that when I reassemble it. Looks good. I mean, looks good, right? But does it work? Does it have the proper deal? And it does. 960. That's what we want to see. So we know this one's good. Okay, so now that we know we got us a good part, let's put it all back together. I'm not going to put the new part on here. I'm going to save that for my side of the road kit. So I'm going to put this back together. Okay, so now that we know we got a working part, you just simply put these pieces back together. This one goes, if you took pictures beforehand, perfect. But if you didn't, it looks like it may go like that. That would be wrong. It goes upside down like that. This is where you would put your dielectric grease right here. It goes right there. You could put it right here if you wanted to. I'm not going to do it. This is just for testing purposes or for video purposes. So, we'll thread in our screws. Get our handy dandy screwdriver. Boy, you can see I'm coffeeed up. All right, snug it up real good. Doesn't have to be killer tight, but tight. And then we're going to put the one with the little sleeve on it, battery. I'm going to put it on the first one there. It's the B. And then our common or ground. Okay. And that part is good. Now, I don't know what this is called actually, but it's the thingamajig for right now. Has an arrow on it, and just, you can't mess this up. It's keyed. So there's one way to go. So I'm gonna start it like that. Okay. There's a little, probably shouldn't have put it on right there, but there's a collar down there, a little collar, where this will go all the way down and stop on that collar. So you may want to mute this next part. I'm going to put a socket on it and tap it down. Till it bottomed out. Good to go. It's only going to get easier from here on out. So now we're going to put our rotor button on. And again, you know, it only goes on one way. It's kind of keyed as well. Bam. It's on there. No big deal. Same for the distributor cap. See, it won't line up unless put it on correctly. I think it's so easy a caveman could do it. And that's about it. That is it, actually. Now, just go and Crank that bad boy up. Should be back on the road. Okay, so this is the project truck. As you guys remember, I posted a video about this truck and have not started on it yet because I have been busy with the shop and the land and so much more. So we're going to pop the hood. It's does have a 2000 motor in it, and let's just hope I don't get stung. I do see some wasp. I may need to go get some wasp spray, but let's see. Always nervous about wasp, so we'll keep that right there. Okay, so if you were broke down side of the road, first thing you're going to want to do, I would take the coil wire loose and just set it to the side. And these screws, bolts, should, in most of the caps that I've dealt with, they stay in the cap. However, sometimes they don't, so don't lose them. That's the last thing you need to do on the side of the road somewhere when you're trying to do this in the parking lot, is lose a screw. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the road noise and the insect noise. I live in the South and near a highway. So we're going to set this off to the side. I'm not going to unplug anything and get it confusing and all that stuff. So you can tell this is a 2000 distributor. All right, so in the other, you could pull the rotor button right off. This one's screwed on. So we're going to take them out. Don't lose them. A magnetic tip screwdriver might be very beneficial right now. All right. All right, I'm on. Hopefully we won't lose that. Okay, this one has a nut bolt holding this on. It is an 8mm or a 5/16, whichever you have. Okay, so if you got one of these, be very careful. This one here is, it unbolted and the whole thing with the reluctor and all comes out. So I'm just gonna sit it to the side. This is a good opportunity to take pictures. This is what you should do. Ka-tow, ka-tow, ka-tow. Little pictures. All right. I'm gonna do this and this. Oh, it's been in here a while. Should slide out like that. Ooh, can't lose. Oh, it's been here a while. This gasket. But what you would do, pull these wires loose, and they have been on there a minute. Let me get a pair of needle nose to help myself out. Okay, now I got me a rag and everything. All right. What's concerning me, really, of course, that already broke. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. This is a very old little gasket. It goes there. Stay tuned for a future video where we rebuild all the way the distributor. We'll talk about that. This dude's been on there a minute. Oh, man. You know what? This is probably what I would do. Since it's being difficult, we're going to leave them attached because the main thing we're after is this. We're pretending right now that this has failed. So let's get our trusty little Harbor Freight screwdriver, flat blade, and see. Ooh, it may not be skinny enough. I'm going to try to stick it in there and twist and pry it loose. There, like that. It's been on there a while. Okay. So, if you had one that you needed in your little side of the road kit, this would be what you do. You'd replace it. This one's just like the other one. It's got a B right here and a C, common. All right, so I'm going to put it back together. Just like that was a new part. Okay. And we're going to stick this in there. Just like that. There's some little protrusions that it just sits right on. You can't, and it won't wiggle. Pretty good. All right. Flip this back around. Yep. Before I tighten it all the way, let's put the other one in. Yeah, snug, tight. It's plastic and old plastic, so just snug. Snug plus tight, you know, just a little bit, like that. All right, now that little gasket, it's very old. You could probably make a new one out of an old peanut can lid or something. They're made out of plastic or rubberish plastic. Planter's nuts. All right, let's get this. Let me hold it together and look at something. So it is kind of keyed. Like, let me turn it this way. It won't go on all the way. But if I turn it, it's got a flat spot. Boink. And you'll see it. If I had the camera around here, you'd see the little flat spot. It's keyed. Yep. So, dang. Woo. Got wasp around here. Looks like they're living in the cowl. Whoa. Dirt dauber or something. It's gonna be fun starting on this truck because it's got critters. It's been sitting out here for a while. All right, we're gonna tighten this up eventually. Okay. That's tight enough. All right. Now, unlike the other one, it's not keyed so much. Here we go. You could take a, just in case, let me see something real quick. For your sake, will it go on? No, it's kind of, this right here is way bigger than that. That fits there, so you can't mess that up. Yep, can't mess it up. Oop. Getting a little nervous about all these wasps flying around. Trying to hurry up. And it's hot out here. Okay, let me get started down here. Dang, you're a wasp. Oh, Lord. Oh, we gotta hurry up. There's more than one. Yikes. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's on. Maybe if I whisper. I don't know. So anyways. Damn, they're making me nervous. Okay. So if you were on the side of the road and that happened to you like it did to me, there you go. That's how you fix the 2000. And I already showed you how to do the 2200. So tighten that back up, put the coil wire back on, and this is what happened to me. I got in there and cranked it right up. So I promise you, that's how you do it. Okay, so that'll do it for this video. I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you for watching these videos when I do repairs. I enjoy working on these trucks, and so if you have any questions or something you'd like to see in a video, just send it to questions@MazdaMiniTrucking.com, and I'll see what I can do about it. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.